Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is DavyChams. If you're watching us maybe for the very first time, remember to subscribe the channel and also give a like down comment section. Go say something about the topic you're going to be discussing today. And I rarely do politics on my channel, but this time around I said no because of the temperatures, political temperatures, current affairs going on in our country. As you guys understand, our country has a lot of political paraphernalia that always happens day in, day out. And there is something that's happening very funny. And that's why I said, let me do a video about it. And I want us to discuss briefly about happenings, political happenings in our country. So guys, you remember that yesterday, Raila Odinga announced that he'll be going for the AU position, and everybody is clapping, especially from the government side. They are very, very happy. They're supporting the idea. And actually, if you listen carefully from government, it's kind of government win. If you look at just listen and also do your research about the decision that Raila has taken going for AU position chairman. So I have a question. I know there's so many questions going around. There's so many unanswered questions, but before we go maybe to those questions, before you go down comment section to ask your question, I just have a question for you, and I want you to answer this question down comment section. Is Raila cornered? Why did just Raila wake up from nowhere and decide going for this AU thing? Is Raila cornered? Let me know from your down comment section. I want us to listen together, viewers, about this particular issue for Raila going for this chairman for AU, African Union. So, if you want to know if Raila is cornered, look at this scenario. Last year, and remember, this thing is all about this former president. Actually, it's advocated by this former Nigerian president, Olusegun Obasanjo. So if you go back to the history, like last year, remember Ruto met Obasanjo in Mombasa before, and that was long way before even anybody knew that Raila will make a decision for this AU thing. So Obasanjo met Ruto, President Ruto, last year in Mombasa. Whatever they discussed, nobody knew. Go back to check on those clips. You do your research. You'll come across the video and it news about Obasanjo meeting President Ruto in Mombasa last year. Whatever they discussed, nobody knows. From nowhere, yesterday, Raila announced he will be going for AU thing. He's going for this AU position, African Union position chairmanship. So, is Raila cornered? And remember, Raila going for this position, number one, he'll not be allowed to vie for any position. He's not allowed to engage in any politics. He's not allowed to, especially from his own country, he's not allowed to engage in any politics. So is Raila cornered? Another question is, opposition dead? From Kenyan history, politics history, Raila has been on front line when it comes to opposition. Raila has been always on government, opposing whatever the government, and also, correcting the government wherever they go wrong. I remember, let me say, Raila from 1992, he's been in opposition. 1992 up to now, how many years are those? Calculate. So up to now, Raila has been in opposition. Raila has been in opposition, opposing government, has been always correcting government, has been always, he's been through a lot. Raila has been defending, has been there for this Wanjiku, defending Wanjiku in, day out. Raila has been opposition leader for all these years. Raila has been fighting for mwananchi wa kawaida for all these years. So tell me, is opposition dead after declaring this, Raila declaring this, going for this position in AU? Another thing is handshake looming? Because if you look at this, going for such position like AU position, African Union chairmanship, you must have a backup from your government, especially the president of the country. So I'm very much 100% sure Raila has Ruto backup going for this position. And remember, as I told you, Ruto met Obasanjo last year in Mombasa, when nobody knew, or before anybody knew that this AU thing will come up and Raila will go for it. And remember, we have not heard from Raila's right-hand men like Kalonzo, Orengo, Uhuru himself, like former president. We've not heard from the likes of Mbadi. We've not heard, the opposition line, that lineup, we've not heard from them. And Kalonzo, you understand, Kalonzo is very much versed with the political foreign affairs. Like he knows, he's very much versed, he's very much conversant with foreign affairs issues. Like he's the person who should be now standing with Raila and telling Raila now go for it. But now everybody, Kalonzo, opposition, the entire team are quiet. Nobody's talking about it. So the question is Raila cornered? Is opposition dead? Are we having, is there looming handshake? And this thing, remember, is coming next year. Next year is not far. So from now to next year, are we going to have like political change? Are we going to have handshake? So those are questions that you should be asking yourself. So remember, this is a big win for the government, and Raila has been one of the strongest opposition leader. In fact, not one, but the strongest leader in the opposition leader in the country, has been fighting for Wanjiku. He kept fighting for Wanjiku all this time. And just the other day, after Ruto took over the government, you remember the Maandamano thing, the demonstration. Raila has been on front line fighting for mwananchi wa kawaida, fighting for this country. Yeah. So who will be doing that? Remember, there has been a lot of questions, a lot of a push and back about Raila retiring from politics. That's another thing that we should think: is Raila retiring from politics? Is Raila political career end? So those are so many questions we should be asking ourselves. So one thing, you as a Kenyan or you as a viewer, you should know is that politics is a dirty game. Politics is a dirty game. Don't take that statement lightly. Kenyan politics has a lot of paraphernalia that in a manner that anything small can change, can turn the tables around. Nobody knew that Raila will just wake up and say, I'm going for this AU thing. And Raila, remember, the best thing he would have done is to prepare his maybe the followers. Raila has millions of followers in this country that he's supposed to, that are still feeling, and I'm sure some are feeling like Raila should go for this presidential, position. Raila should vie this 2027. Remember what is happening in our country. Economy is doing bad. Economy is just shambolic. Things are not that good in terms of economy in our country. And remember, Raila has been advocating for this to change, to make a, to change economy, to push government at least to make some changes to, the prices of commodities going up, people struggling. Yeah, there's no money in pockets. There's everything is skyrocketing every day. So Raila has been advocating this for government to at least adjust their stand, so that at least mwananchi wa kawaida and that Wanjiku and whoever in the country can at least feel that comfort. But now Raila is gone. Where are you heading to? So those are questions you should be asking yourself. Is Raila cornered? And if you want to know Raila is cornered, and if you want to know this thing is well planned, look at how the event unfolded very fast. Last year, Obasanjo was in Mombasa meeting Ruto, President Ruto. And then from there, Obasanjo came back to the country. Remember, he's the one who met Raila again. He first met Raila and then went back to meet President Ruto and Gachagua, the deputy. So what does that supposed to mean to you as a viewer or a Kenyan? That means Obasanjo met Ruto last year in Mombasa. They discussed, they seal a deal. After sealing a deal, Obasanjo went back to Nigeria. And then here he is back meeting Raila first before meeting Ruto. So that means Obasanjo came direct to meet Raila, discuss, deliver the message they discussed with Ruto in Mombasa, and also see Raila's mind about the position. And then went back and went back to Ruto, the president and deputy, gave back the feedback, told them, we have discussed, the old man is okay to take over the position. So that there are two things here. In fact, three. Number one, either Raila is cornered so that he can retire from politics quietly without any political challenge to the government. Or number two, Raila had a deal and has been looking for this position. If given a chance, he will grab it. Or number three, Raila is looking at it himself like he's done with the politics. Like he's done enough for the country, and maybe he felt like now it's my time to retire. But now what am I carrying home with me? Okay, I'm retiring from politics. What am I going? Raila, remember, is still a very strong guy, a very strong old man. Raila still hits the gym every day. Raila still can make any movement. Raila can still, perform any duties given. So he's still that strong, and he still, if given a chance, he can run the show. So I think that's also one of the third one. One of the issue that maybe could drive him to say, no, let me take over the chance. If given a chance, let me take it over, because going home, sitting there and watching over our country being, being brought down by maybe the government has been, posing all the time. So, guys, that's what I wanted us to talk about today. Ask yourself, is Raila cornered? Is Raila's political career ending? That's the question you should be asking yourself. Is this the win for the government? Ask yourself. The answer remains with you. Let me know your answer your opinion through the comment section. See you in the next video. I've been your host, DavyChams.